Welcome back, students and learners and all the interested parties that are currently watching this video. So we are looking at the business data analysis, and we are continuing with the revision, preparing our students for the April exams. And for today's lesson, we shall be looking at the loan amortization schedule, and we shall base on a question that was tested on pilot paper question number 23B. This one deals with the loan, calculation of the monthly payment, calculation of two-way data table, and also we shall add another question, even though it is not here: how do we calculate the loan amortization? So I will read through the question, and it says, assume that an investor takes an investment loan of 150 million. The loan is for 48 months at an interest rate of 15%, which the bank translates to a monthly rate of 15% divided by 12, which is 1.25% per month. The payment are to be made at the end of each of the next 48 months. So you are required to calculate the monthly payment on the loan. So monthly payment, because you know the loan is paid per month, and assume that you have the following options to negotiate with the bank: option 1, option 2, and option 3. And our annual interest rate is 15, 18, and 13%. And the term is either 48, 60, and 36. Use a two-way data table to determine which options will be the most favorable to the investor. So remember, in this case, when we shall be looking at these, we shall look at an option whereby we shall pay less interest, because for the loan, when we are making payments, the objective is to minimize the interest rate that we will be paying. So let us go to our Excel worksheet, and we have been given the loan amount, our loan amount, which is 150 million, 1, 2, 3, and we know our rate, interest rate per annum, and per annum we've been told is 15%. Rate per month, we know per month will be equals to fees divided by 12, because per month is that 1%, and the number of years, they're told there are 4 years. Number of years, there are 4 years, which will translate to the number of periods. There will be 48 periods, which will be 4, and you multiply by 12 months in a year, which will give us the 48 periods. So the key thing, we need to find the monthly repayment. So repayment, because that is our question. We can go back, calculate the monthly payment on the loan. There are 48 months, the rate is 15% per annum, per month is 1.25, and the loan amount is 150. So we need the monthly payment. So go back to Excel, monthly payment, and for you to get the monthly payment here, we need to activate the cell, and for payment we use a formula PMT. PMT, it calculates the payment for a loan based on constant payment and a constant interest rate. So our constant payment we are paying per month for a period of 48 months, and a constant interest rate per month, our rate is 0.0125. So I will tap this. So it will require me to input the rate. We need the rate per month because we are paying per month. I will put a comma. Then number of periods, we are having 48 periods, I put a comma. Then our present value of the outflow, that is the loan amount that we are having, 150,000, and I will close the bracket and I will enter, and automatically it will give us that value. So remember, it's a payment, that's why it is giving us a negative. But if you need to eliminate the negative, it means In the last value, I will start by putting a negative sign, negative D2, and I will enter, and automatically it will convert my value to be a positive value. So that will be my monthly payment. So I will be paying a value of 4,174,612 per month for a loan amount of 150,000 for a period of 4 years, which is translated at 48 million. So per month is a payment of 4,174,000. That was part 1 of this question. So this question number 23, pilot paper. Just number this. I'll merge this cell. Pilot paper, question 23, part B, and I will control bold to make them bold. I'll change this to times. I like using times new Roman. I can increase this to 12. That was question number 23B, and that was Roman 1. So when you go to Roman 2 of this question, assume that now this is Roman 2, assume that you have the following options to negotiate with the bank. Option 1, the rates 15, 18, the maximum is 18, the minimum is 13, and our terms, which can either, the minimum is 36, the maximum is 60 months. So we need to use a two-way data table. So data table, two-way data table. We go back to our Excel worksheet, and this is Roman 2, two-way data table, two-way data table. That's what they need us to find, two-way data table. And for the two-way data table, on the column here, for our column we shall have the rate, and no, I will use the months here, and the minimum we have is 36, which is growing by 4 up to 60. The maximum, we said you'll right click here, drop down one box or one cell, and come back one cell, release. It will give you the series. Highlight the series. This is a column. We need a step value of 4. Shall be changing by 4, and we need to stop at 60. Stop at 60, and you put OK. So that is our rate, our months. This is our number of months that we need. And on this side, we have the rate. When you look at the rate, we have been given a rate. Minimum rate is 13, maximum rate is 18. So it shall come back, minimum of 13% here, 13%, and I will again move one box, come back, release. We need a series, and this is a series for the row. Now step value, we need 1%, up to a maximum of is it 18%, up to a maximum of 18%, to a maximum of 18%, to a maximum of 18%, that way, and I put OK. So that is a row. So 13 up to 18. So remember, what we need is a two-way data table. So in the cell where the data table is coinciding here, I will put my monthly payment at this particular rate. So I will put my monthly payment is equals to, I just click this cell and I put enter. So this is my monthly payment. That's what we are paying, because this one now is what will be based on when we are calculating this particular data table, in order to give us a different payment for those particular months. So you can highlight this, use different color to showcase that. Let me use yellow, and on this side I can use a different color. Can assume to be okay. Let me use the blue one. This one I can just maintain the goldish color, so that I will highlight these. For you to use a two-way data table, highlight all the table up to that, go to data, and you go to what if analysis, and the data table. So when you are in your data table, the row value, so remember these are our rows and these are our column. So input the row cell, and the row cell we are using the rate of interest. We use the initial rate that we had per annum. the initial rate that we had per annum. So I will put that rate, which was 15% per annum, and on the column I will put the number of periods, and we had the maximum number of period to be 48 months, and I will click OK, and you will see the magic, the table automatically will fill itself. And that is how you deal with whatever analysis under the data table, two-way data table, to feed that. So the question is, they need us to advise. Suppose, assuming that you have the following options to negotiate with the bank. We have the option 1. Option 1 is for 15%, 48 months. 15%, 48 months. Option 2, 1860. So 15, 48. So 15 with 48, this one. I'll use just a different color to mark that. That's not very much visible. I'll use a light. Let me use that light green. So 15 with 48, 60 with 18, 60 with 18, I'll use that. And the other one was 36, 60 with 18, 60 with 18, and 13 with 36, 13 with 36, come back, 13 with 36, this one, 13 with 36, 13 with 36, that way. And if you can look at that value, those values of ours, you just use 1000 separator, reduce the number of, we use just a 0 decimal place. So based on that, what we had initially was 4,174,612. We just use 2 decimal, just a minute, I highlight this, okay, or just let me leave it that way. So for initially what we had for 48 months is this one, to coincide when it is 13%, because you're supposed to negotiate whether you shall go with 13 for 36, and under 13 and 36 we are paying 5 million per month, and for the second one we shall pay 4 million per month at 15%, and for 18% the repayment will be 38. So you will note that the higher the duration, the lower the repayment period, and it will be better. So the higher the duration, the higher the rate. So the rate of interest will be higher, and we are paying less amount. But when the lower the period, the rate will be lower, and we shall be paying higher amount. So we can recommend based on these whether they should pay 4 million at 15% or they go with a low amount, depending with them. The duration will be longer. The duration will be longer, 60 months, but the rate of interest, they will end up paying more amount by the end of the day. So it's for the investor now to choose among the 3 options, depending on the amount available to the investor, because he can decide he will go with the lower rate and pay within a shorter period of time. If he doesn't have any cash flow problem. But if he has a cash flow problem, then he can decide to increase the duration, go with 60 months and pay a lesser amount. And that's how you deal with the two-way data table and dealing with the loan, the loan repayment. So assuming now you were to calculate the loan amortization based on this particular data, that question was not there, but you can include it. We deal with the loan amortization, loan amortization schedule, loan amortization schedule. Let me merge that. User times and 12, and I bold that loan amortization. So I'll have my year, and I need one, or I can start with year 0, year 1. Okay, right click, come back, series, need 1 is a column. The stock value is 1 to 60 months, or I can deal with the initial. The initial one let me use 48, the initial one for 48 months, that way. That is our years, and then here we shall have the installments, or I'll call it the PMT. What we are paying per month. We shall get our interest, and we shall get our principal, interest, our principal, and our end balance, or running balance, which is our running balance. So I'll bold this, Control B to make them bold, and we know our starting balance, or our starting balance is 150,000, and we know our payment, so we are paying 47 on a monthly basis. So these are constant value that we are paying. Can autofill that, either drag or I double click. Just a minute, Control Z to undo that. Okay, I will copy this and paste it here. Just need the value, the value itself, immediately the value. We find that that is our constant value that we are having, our constant value. Okay, let me just paste that value. Okay, bring some, so that's our initial, the payment that we shall pay, and you know the interest rate that we are having per month. So here we shall have the interest will be based on the initial amount, this one, the running balance. So we multiply by our interest, and I lock the interest. I lock this, fully locked, and I enter. My principal will be the payment, and I minus payment minus the interest, and I enter. And to get the end balance, it will be the beginning balance, and I minus the principal, and I enter, that way. Then the second year, the same thing, it will be this one. Now the interest we shall base now on this value, the end balance that we had, because it will be our opening balance. We open, we multiply by our interest rate. Remember the interest we are locking, because the interest is not changing. We shall lock that to get that. So to get the principal, it will be this value that we are having here, and we shall lock this again because it's a constant. We shall lock that, and we minus the interest, and we enter, that way. And to get the balance, so that we need to autofill. So to get the balance, Remember, we are taking the opening, and we minus the principal, and we enter that way. And now with that, we can be able now to autofill this, autofill. The same with this one, you can be able to autofill that. And when you autofill this, automatically this will fill itself here. You autofill, and automatically you get your values, and the value here will be 0. And that's how you create your loan amortization schedule. So remember, we have locked, when you look at this one, we have locked the initial value, the principal, the payment amount. We have locked this because this one is not changing, it is remaining fixed. So we have locked this. Then we have locked the interest, and at this particular point we have locked the interest, and at this getting the principal, we have locked the PMT minus the interest, because the interest is changing but this one is not changing, and here we have not locked. And when you fill that, automatically you will get your loan amortization period for a period of 48 months, and we are getting the final value to be 0. So that's how you create the amount. You calculate how you get the payment period, monthly payment period, the two-way data table to make a decision on which rate will you negotiate with the bank, and how many months will you be able to negotiate with the bank. And again, under that, we have added a question that was not asked, but they can ask about this, how to create a loan amortization period for a period of 48 months. That is all for today. So if you have not subscribed to this particular channel, please continue subscribing. We have a lot of revision that is coming on. We know the exam will be starting on 24th, but I believe data analysis will be done on 27th. So we are preparing you so that you can be able to pass within one particular sitting. So subscribe to Elohim BTC. Is a college that we teach CPA, we teach other courses, but this one we are majoring with this new unit that has been introduced for the CPA, so that they can be able to pursue their career, especially on data analysis. And it's a very good course and a very good unit, because it will empower the current students and the current graduates who will be able to be having hands-on experience on how to analyze data using the Excel. Thank you for your time.